Guess what? This isn't what you think it is. Ah. Yes, it does. It most certainly does. I felt it a little bit appropriate given what happened at the end of the last time we did this, that we should get through at least part of this tonight. And we'll do the rest a bit later. We'll see how that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the gaslightingest gaslighting that has ever been gaslit. Please, enjoy yourself.
Heartless, mindlessly collecting hearts.
Yep, that's
The
right.
rage of the Keyblade releases those hearts. They gather in darkness, masterless and free, until they weave together to make kingdom hearts.
To make the balls.
And when that time comes, we can truly, finally exist.
Yes. Look, it's him! Hey, Ride, welcome. Hey, guess what we can't listen to? Thanks, music industry! Good job, music industry! I fucking hate the content ID system, you have no idea. Ah. The Aisu. This is mostly going to use cutscenes that we've already seen through 2. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Little bit from, I believe, Chain of Memories as well. Hey look, a thing we haven't seen. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that a bit later. Yes, that's him. We murdered him dead. Oh, Vexen, you fucking weirdo. We still need to go do the rest of the absent silhouettes in 2 as well. And I believe the last trip to Hollow Bastion is entirely optional. So we'll see how that goes. Huh. Yes, we've seen it. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Hey, Vikari, welcome. We're dealing with the music industry woes. Enjoy the count-up, accompanied by music we can't actually listen to. Ah, goddamn content ID. Did you beat it? No. Ah. Given what happened at the end the last time we did this, I felt it was appropriate to do, like, half of this, maybe? There's something unique. Henceforth you shall be known as Darth Vader. Do it. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do it, you bastard. Do it. I know you want to. I forgot how fucking long this intro is. Jesus. You just beat Dead Space 1? Nice. You gonna play through it again using the, not Clone Trooper armor? I never got over that. They just give you a set of Clone Trooper armor for beating it. That's what the level 6 suit is. Yes, that woman. Very good at job. Shame I can't listen to her vocals at any point during these playthroughs. Huh. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Funny how that works. Me too, man. Holy God. Hey, Chew. It's him, the lad. Point at him. Ugh. Goddamn music industry. Don't remember having as much trouble with the final boss. It's a little bit of a mixed bag, isn't it? Did that thing ever get a name? Is it just called the Hive Mind? I think it's just called the Hive Mind, isn't it? If and I recall.
You're early.
Fashionably
No,
early.
You're just late.
Luke says hi, he probably won't make it. Damn shame.
It's 255.
Tell him his beanie smells.
It's been that many days since I first joined the organization.
How did you manage to keep
Man,
track of all
time
that?
flies.
So you got
Christ,
the
man, I can
number
remember
memorized,
what
do
day of the
ya?
week it is.
Yeah. Have to hang on to something, right? It's not like I have
Had to
memories
switch to
from
mouse
before
for
the
aiming?
organization.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Don't you remember? I acted like a zombie.
Right.
You know, the
that
fact that
first
people
week
know what
you
a
could
zombie is in
barely
this
form a
universe makes me
sentence.
ask many questions.
But come on, you're still kind of a zombie.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Roxas.
I think Dawn of the Dead
Bet
exists
you
in this
don't
world.
know why the sun
You think
sets
people
red.
know?
You see, light is made up of lots of
Or is it
colors.
that there are actual
And out of
zombies
all
around?
those colors, red is
Because
the
I'll be
one that
honest, the
travels
series has done a
farthest.
lot of weird shit, and zombies wouldn't surprise me.
Like I asked, know-it-all.
With the whole state of things going forward into the next game, I'm just half expecting a velociraptor to round the corner at some point facing Sora, and it's wearing a hat for some reason.
Seriously, where is she?
Roxas' theme is so fucking good. Yeah, Another Side is a damn good track. I wonder what it could mean.
The destiny that is about to unfold actually started when we first met.
Destiny is destiny,
On the seventh
Roxas.
day after I came here.
That one bitch said so. Aw boy, who's ready for the countdown? There them numbers go, baby. Down they go. Excuse me while I take a sip of my can of mini Diet Pepsi. We're doing this without the light on today. Tracking seems fine, oddly enough.
Good tidings.
I don't want it to get,
friends.
like, ungodly
Today
hot.
is a momentous day.
Probably still gonna. But we'll see.
I am pleased to announce that a new comrade has been chosen to wear the coat.
Or he's rich. No. It's just this is the only diet soda I can get on Amazon. And it's not my money, it's the government's.
Number 14.
Is that a female girl?
Let us all
I
welcome
love that goddamn
one of the
video.
Keyblades chosen.
Don't look so smug, sex man. She got them suck lips, Roxas. She's giving you the signals.
For the 7 days since my arrival, the name Roxas and the number 13 were all I had.
I mean, you had
Who
air.
the people around me were, what they wanted, or what they were trying to do. I had no idea.
I assume they still have to eat, for God's sake. It's not like a recreational activity. You gotta have, like, some frozen meat patties somewhere in this godforsaken
Don't worry.
castle.
I'll be sure he makes the grade. Roxas, let's go.
Tell me
What's
what to
wrong?
do. I'm busy doing shit.
You worried about the new kid? What
I'm,
was that name again?
Having a bit of a puberty
Number
thing here, Axel.
14, Shion.
Right, I knew that.
Shion.
Got it memorized, Roxas?
Commit it to memory.
Yeah? How about my name then?
Yes.
Axel.
And how about
Reno.
your boss's name, huh?
Zemnis.
Soul Calibur
No way
announcer.
You're gonna forget his name, right? Let's
I mean,
go.
I forget a lot of things, I'll be honest. I'm pretty goddamn old. You have no idea, Axel. Who likes visual novels? Roxas completed his first mission. Axel took Roxas to a special place, instead of returning straight to the castle. That's gonna be happening a lot throughout this.
The icing on the cake.
So, like, is the sea salt
You
ice
remember
cream
what
like
this
a
ice cream is
fudgicle?
called?
That's fudgicle?
It's
Fudgesicle?
Sea
You know what a
salt ice
fudgesicle is,
cream.
right?
I already told
Basically
you
just
before.
chocolate. Ice
Get it
cream.
memorized.
Glued onto a stick. Or is it like...
salty, but sweet.
Is it like a shell coating?
Roxas,
It's ice cream
You said the
inside?
same
Is that what it
exact
is?
thing the other day.
I did.
These questions need to be answered, goddammit.
Remember.
So what has it been? A week since you joined the organization?
Something like that, yeah.
I guess it has.
You guess it has. Come on, you must remember that much. Well, here you are.
Refer to
finally
previous
out in the
statement about
field
my memory
working for
being
the
shit.
Organization, right?
For the organization.
You might even say.
Why aren't we called, like, the
that
Legion
today
or
is where
something?
it all really
Ooh,
begins
Axel.
for you.
Where it all begins. As a member of the
Why aren't we
organization,
called, like, the Federal Bureau of
I'm
Nobodies?
receiving missions every day. But I'm still not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do.
I mean, there's a few things you could do. Roxas learned of the Heartless during his mission. Marluxia, who accompanied Roxas on his mission, explained how hearts appear when a Heartless is defeated. He also explained that the organization seeks to collect released hearts to complete Kingdom Hearts, and that Roxas, as a Keyblade wielder, is the only one capable of completing this mission. I feel like you could have done this yourself, Mar, considering things that we know now. Huh. Back talk.
The organization defeats the Heartless in order to collect hearts
Yes, I read.
and complete Kingdom Hearts. But I don't know what that is, or what it does.
Most people don't, Roxas, I'll
I
be
don't
honest.
even know what a heart is.
It's the thing that makes your blood go to your pee-pee. I feel like you were experiencing that a little bit earlier when you were staring at Shion. Organization members seek to become whole by assimilating with Kingdom Hearts. Zexian explained how nobodies lack hearts, and are therefore incomplete, and desire ones of their own. Seems legit.
Nobodies don't exist.
And yet I'm standing right here.
We in the organization were born without hearts. So, if we don't have hearts, does that mean we don't exist?
A tree falls in the forest and there's no one around to hear it. Does it make a sound? He gets to hang out with the ladies today. Loxine, who accompanied Roxas on his mission, seemed displeased with him for being a Keyblade wielder. He instructed Roxas on how to fight without using the Keyblade. By training without the Keyblade, Roxas once again realized its efficiency. But the question of why he alone can wield it deepens. You basically saw his foreskin, kid.
Keyblade releases hearts. So why am I the only one who can wield such a thing?
Why don't you just hand it off to someone?
I'm learning.
Should still be able to use it as long as you don't summon it back, right? That's how that
so
works?
much more that I don't get.
A closed world. While carrying out a reconnaissance mission together, Vexen informed Roxas that there are other worlds, and one must be aware of each world's own unique rules and features. Sometimes you get forcibly turned into a fish,
back
It's
and
kind of
forth,
weird.
to and from the same places every day. Sometimes we go to other places on real missions, but we can't cross the walls that divide the worlds. That's why we create our own paths in the darkness.
Right.
Or
I
so they
understand.
say.
This place is weird. Lexius exhorted Roxas to rely only on his own strength during missions. Roxas had simply followed the organization's orders up to that point, but he began to realize that his ability to wield the Keyblade was his strength and something that only he could do. Lexius informed Roxas that he is vital to the organization.
There are nice guys.
This is going to be the
and
worst
not so
stream in a
nice
while.
guys in the
Dear God.
organization.
3? Jesus.
But everyone's working together to complete Kingdom Hearts. There's lots I don't know, but I do know I have to keep fighting the darkness. So I can be whole.
I wish I was whole. Friends. I don't have those. Damn kids.
Who are they?
Probably just some kids who live here.
You think they'd be questioning the way we dress?
So does everybody act that way?
Like
What
what?
do you mean?
Like running around chasing each other, making all that noise.
God, I hope not.
Well,
It's really
yeah.
annoying.
If they have hearts, I suppose that's what they do.
Be preppies?
What?
Don't be a
Come
preppy.
on, let's get some ice cream.
Why?
Nah.
Why?
Got nothing better to do.
Well, because we're friends.
Friends.
Friends eat ice cream together and talk and laugh about the stupidest things.
Yeah, like rats
Like
not
those
having
kids
gag
we just
reflexes.
saw. Come on, let's go.
Axel, why do we always have to be in this weird, precarious spot where I could fall to my death? It's
Hey,
not like I can fly or
Roxas.
anything. It's not till later.
After your next mission, let's meet up for ice cream again.
Yeah, sure.
No fun just going back and forth between the castle and work, right?
Yeah, right. We're friends, huh?
The mission. Never forget the mission. Roxas executed his missions without much thought. I don't do much thinking either, man. I'll be honest. You know, I feel like you should have just made this the game and made Chain of Memories the stupid
I'm gonna miss
cutscene
this ice cream
compilation
thing
because
we do.
358's like not shit.
Gonna be away for a while. Starting tomorrow.
Oh, vacation time, huh?
I can fill you in since we're friends. I'm gonna be at Castle Oblivion.
Castle Oblivion?
Sounds edgy.
The organization's got a second castle in the world between worlds.
Huh.
It's called Castle Oblivion. Got it memorized?
I wish somebody told me.
With a
these
name that
things.
stupid, I have to. Where are you on 358
Well,
now?
I gotta head back
Don't worry
and get
about it.
ready. Nothing but fun, fun, fun.
Backstory is important. Huh. The fuck does this thing read? I didn't learn to read, Axel. Where'd you go?
Axel, I have a message from Lord Zemnis. Among the
If it's about the
members of
coffee
Santa
maker,
Casa
it's not my
Oblivion,
fault.
There are traitors. Find them and dispose of them.
I trust that really came from Lord Zemnis himself.
No, it came from the flying spaghetti monster, smartass.
Hey, Axel?
Oh no, he's all along with the theme. Oh, never mind. You know what, Demix doesn't really count as a dude.
He's gone.
May as well make a move. He's not gonna do anything about it.
What do I do with this?
Roxas received orders to carry out a mission with Shion. Shion, hooded and hiding any facial expression, spoke not a word throughout the mission. Silence broken. Mute chicks are kinda hot, just putting that out there.
This place is so much nicer, without the loudmouths.
Loudmouths?
Why don't we have any normal
Those
furniture
bossy
in this
coworkers
place?
Sent to Castle Oblivion.
Well, I suppose it's too bad you and Poppet didn't get to spend a little more quality time with him.
Poppet?
The fuck is a
Talking
poppet? I don't
about
speak
Shion,
pirate.
kiddo.
Kiddo?
Roxas, get to work.
Why do they get to laze around like this and I don't?
I've got someplace to be again today, so go on ahead without me.
Roxas.
Oh my god, she has words.
Shion?
You understand sentence structure.
Roxas is your name.
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand things. Basic concepts, even. Nouns. I already made a Star Wars reference. Ugh. Brain freeze.
Roxas. Huh.
The 2 keys. Sometimes you need to have a spare.
Roxas.
What? Ever since you started talking, you've gotten a lot less hot. Although the short
Best of
haircut
luck,
does do a
man.
little bit for me.
Oh. Yeah. Let's go.
You know, Shion, we're already in an alley. You want to just find a quiet spot? Ah. Oh, hey. You want to pick up where I left off? Not bad. You know, I wore him down, but still.
Wow, Shion, I didn't know you could use the Keyblade.
You know,
Huh.
neither did I.
The answer may surprise you.
You earned the icing on the cake.
Huh?
Come on, I'll show you.
Tell me, are you familiar with food, Shion?
This is such a great spot. How'd you find it?
Here you go.
Don't eat it too fast or you feel like you want to jump off this building.
Sea salt ice cream. Come on, try it.
Mm. It's sweet.
How the fuck is it current year and we have not found a
It's good,
certified prevention method of brain
Axel
freeze?
and we meet here for ice cream after work. This flavor is Axel's favorite.
Sounds like
It's a lot of
yours,
people's
too.
favorite.
Yeah.
No one shuts up about it.
Axel
No
brought
one
me
can just
here
go
to
for
get
something
ice cream
normal.
on my first day with the organization.
I'm big on anything chocolate
And
peanut
then,
butter
after
myself.
my first mission, he got me ice cream again. Said it was icing on the cake.
Like you just did for me.
Huh.
Yeah.
You guys must be really close.
Well, Axel and I are friends.
Friends. Do you think that I could be a friend?
Yeah, it's certainly
When
possible.
Axel gets back, we'll all have ice cream together.
We haven't even fucked and you've already friend-zoned me. Aww. The series really should have ended after T2, I'll be honest.
Is it true
That whole extended
about
alternate
Castle
ending would have been
Oblivion?
better off just being
That's
the
none of your concern.
proper ending.
And Axel?
Gone. He may have disappeared for good.
Well, shit. I liked him. He was fun. Goddamn whiz robes.
Hey, what happens when Heartless are destroyed?
The hearts
I don't know, they
remain.
disintegrate.
And then, those hearts gather together to form the great Kingdom Hearts.
Then, can you tell me what remains if a nobody is destroyed?
About the same thing,
What's
really.
there to leave behind? We're not even supposed to be in the first place.
And
On the
members
bright
of
side, if
Castle
they both
Oblivion,
die, you
where'd
get
they
to be
go?
a normal person again.
Nothing's left of
Weird
them.
how that works.
In which case, I'll never see them again?
That's right.
Don't worry,
Coming?
Roxas. They're too marketable to stay gone forever.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh god, seizure.
What's happening?
It's happening. Friggin' blonde chicks. The Dark Margin.
I came
Hey,
to
it's
see
that
him.
thing.
He looks a lot like you.
Who are you?
I'm what's left.
Or maybe I'm all that's ever was.
Maybe I'm all there ever was.
Yeah,
I meant
the
your
classic.
name.
My name is of no importance. What about you? Do you remember your true name?
My true name
I believe
is...
in a past life I may have in fact been Bugs
You
Bunny.
have been with us for 6 days now. The time has come.
So, like, is there a particular reason I have to be this short? I'm just saying, man. I get, like, formed from Sora and the whole bullshit that we're gonna see with Ventus later, but come on. The rest of you are like 6 fucking feet tall. I'm sitting here at 5-0.
Will he wake from this?
No.
I am told Roxas will return, provided the hero is stripped of all his memories.
Then I suppose much hinges on Castle Oblivion.
Damn shame, isn't it?
Shion has gained power over the Keyblade, just as we intended. She
Damn
can fill
tragedy, isn't it?
Roxas's shoes for the time being.
What do you think he's dreaming of? I have a few ideas myself. Slept.
I went to a new world today, Roxas.
Sick! I've been in a
Believe how
fucking
beautiful
coma.
It was. I hope that you can join me next time.
And I hope I can wake up from this hellish dream, Shion.
Well,
Ah,
see you tomorrow,
terrible.
Roxas.
Oh god, why does it smell like the beach? Yeah, Sora was in that castle for a little bit, wasn't he? Amelia Sound. Speaking of sound, I hope your eardrums are okay.
Sneezing down here.
Oh god. Redheads. I was having the worst dream imaginable. There was this weird fucking cat. Huh. Looks like I got the place all to myself for the
Roxas?
day. Ah! Oh, just you.
What happened to me?
Ah, no, you just kind of
You
slipped
were
into a
sleeping
coma
for a
there.
long time. Sayek said there was no telling when you might wake up.
You didn't, like,
But I'm
do
glad you
anything to
did.
me while I was unconscious,
I
did
kind
you?
of feel like a zombie, though.
I'm gonna be very disappointed if I missed all that action.
I brought you this.
Oh, that was you, huh?
It's a seashell.
I was wondering why it
Picking
smelled like
one up on
seaweed
every
everywhere.
Hold it up to your ear.
Huh. Hey, look, it's those two losers. Day 51. Missing. The whereabouts of the members who were sent to Castle Oblivion were still unknown. Roxas received a solo mission. What was that cat thing? What cat thing? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened. There was nothing on screen at all. I think you might be going a little bit stir-crazy. There wasn't a goddamn thing. Not a single one, even. Solitude. Nothing weird happened whatsoever. Roxas carried out his daily missions alone. Went all over Agrabah, he did. Did a lot of weird shit. Oh, hey. I swear to God, if that's not what the next part of Final Fantasy VII is titled, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Hey, Roxas.
Quentin Flynn!
It's been a while. What's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Well, you have been a little bit off the radar.
Axel. I heard everyone at Castle Oblivion was annihilated.
Not me. I'm tough.
Rest of them are kind of
Had me
bitches.
worried.
Worry?
Huh.
We nobodies don't have the hearts to worry, you know?
I'll go buy us some ice cream.
Get some rocky road once in a while. That's all I'm saying, man.
I gotta check in with the boss. Or he's gonna let me have it.
More ways than one.
You haven't reported back yet?
Huh.
No.
Why'd you come here?
I guess I just needed a little
Needed a
time
load
to
off.
sort out my feelings, you know?
Happens to the best of us.
I thought you didn't have a heart.
Hey, your ice cream's melting. Eat up.
So it is regular ice cream.
You know, I started inviting Shion up here while you were gone.
Shion?
Yeah,
I made her a
chick.
promise.
About my
The
size.
three of us could have ice cream when you got back.
You know, speaking of, I guess, without
She's my
Mark
friend
scene
too.
here, it's a little bit of a sausage fest, so it's a good thing she's around. Jesus. Change. I don't have change. I don't believe in keeping pocket money on me.
Why didn't you report in?
What? Not even one little word of appreciation?
The only thing I've heard is that Namine has gone missing.
There
There
are
one
worse
minute,
things.
gone the next. I don't know how she got out.
Did you search every room?
Are you
I don't
kidding?
think anyone knows where every
You
room
know
of
as
that
well as I
goddamn
do that
place is,
searching
man.
for every room there is impossible.
And the chamber? Did you find it?
I feel like I'd be a little bit more excited if I found that
would've
damn
told
thing.
You that much. I gotta hand it to you. About Marluxia being one of the traitors, you knew exactly what was up from the start.
Still feel like Marluxia could have probably
I
taken
nearly
Zemnis
rounded up
if no
their
one
scent
bothered
off
to
the
show
ones
up.
who were getting in the way.
Whoa there.
He's the only one that seemed
Is
like
that
you
one
could
of those
handcuff
wanna
with the
do a
crowd.
race?
Good to see you made it back safe.
I disposed of Zexion, by the way. I moved things along just the way you wanted.
And not even a thank
At
you.
least for now. You know, you're more cheerful.
You really think
And
so?
you smell of murder.
I was thinking the same about you.
Yeah, well,
Huh.
I guess.
Shit
Must
happens,
have
man.
rubbed off on me.
Huh?
Don't talk about rubbing off. The fangirls will get the right idea.
Nah.
It's not gonna turn out
It's
well
thanks
for
to you that
anyone.
we get to sit
I've
here
seen some
again
shit on
and
that there internet, Axel.
have
You do
an
not
ice
do
cream.
well.
I wonder if Shion's gonna show today.
Apparently not. The promise. Roxas worried over having not seen Shion in over 10 days. They had yet to fulfill their promise of having Ice Queen together with Axel. Hey, Stedius, welcome. Trio. Hey, it's that weird lizard thing. Oh, hey.
Shion!
Roxas?
Why would you turn over? Oh, you dumbass.
Shion!
Roxas,
Here I thought women liked
we
being
have
tongued.
to take that thing out first.
Huh. Didn't take long at all.
Shion, are you okay?
The only thing that hurt was my pride.
Easy. Are you hurt?
Yes, touch the hand. We're married now.
I'm fine.
So what's the actual nature of
Thank you.
Roxas and Axel's relationship?
It's just...
They bros.
You can tell us all about it. But why don't we head back first?
Hey, look, her hood went up. Mysterious.
There you go.
Huh.
Thank you.
Strange how things work now and then, isn't it?
Eat up. It's gonna melt.
Yeah.
What's wrong? I thought you'd wolf it down.
Did something happen?
Ba, ba, ba.
We're here for you if you want to get it off your chest.
Speaking of things that can
Right,
get off your
Roxas?
chest, you want to just take that robe off? Huh? It's kind of hot.
He's right. That's what friends are for.
With benefits.
I can't use the Keyblade anymore. And without the Keyblade, I can't do my job.
What exactly happened?
Having trouble getting it
I
up?
don't know. But if I don't defeat Heartless with the Keyblade, the hearts they release will just find their way into other Heartless instead.
Oh, that's how that
I
works.
spot them in one place.
That
and
puts
I
a little
just
bit
pick
more
up
into
another.
perspective.
My mission is to
That's
go
why
out
there's
and
so
collect
goddamn
hearts.
many.
If I'm unable to use the Keyblade, I'll be useless.
Oh, don't
Is there
talk that
anything
way.
You can do,
I'm sure
Axel?
there's a dish you can go
I
wash
wish there
somewhere.
was, but it's just like she said.
Girls generally can't get it up.
Without the key,
Generally, but there are
she
exceptions.
can't collect hearts.
And once they find out, they're gonna turn me into a dusk.
We can't do anything?
Why do you have to get turned into a dusk specifically? I want to get turned into like one of
I
the
already
cool
told you
samurai
there's
ones?
Nothing we can. Hold on.
Did you think of something?
Yeah, I think I left the oven on at
Roxas.
home.
You can work double duty.
What?
Huh?
What do you mean?
You want me to cover her shift?
Shion, make sure your missions are.
Do I
with
get paid
Roxas
extra for that?
Until you
Am I getting
use the
paid at
keyblade
all?
Again. That way, he can collect the hearts, and no one will know that you can't use the Keyblade.
That's it.
But that means you have to collect twice as many hearts.
Yeah, I can do it.
Would you?
Of course I would.
Trying to impress the ladies. It's not going to turn out well for you,
We know
kid.
each other every now
It's
and
never
then.
enough for them.
Ain't that right, Roxas?
We're friends. Axel, does that mean you and I are friends, too?
Taken aback at the
Well,
prospect of
if
a
you're
female
friends
wanting to
with Roxas,
associate with him. Understandable.
Then yeah, of course you're my friend.
Thank you, Roxas, Axel.
Just eat your ice cream.
And for the love of God, can someone get a different flavor once in a while? Inseparable. Oh, hey, it's Robin Williams. God rest his soul. Roxas and Shion went on a mission together like Axel suggested. Roxas met Aladdin's friend Genie during his mission. When Genie attempted to magically repair the damage from the sandstorm, Roxas informed him that Aladdin had said that he wanted to rebuild the town without relying on magic. Genie respected his friend's resolve and decided against using his powers, Roxas reflected on the idea of a friend's resolve. It's kind of stupid, Al. Could
So
just had
best
everyone's
friends
lives all
are
repaired back to
different from
normal.
plain
No,
friends,
it's a
right?
matter of hard work.
They're about the same.
Best
Selfish
friends.
dick.
Huh.
But I'd say, best friends are a notch above just plain friends.
So how are they different?
I don't know.
I don't know, you just spend more time
I
with
couldn't
one
tell
than the
you
other.
because I don't have any best friends.
Favoritism and all that, you know?
I see.
Oh, Jesus, we're just rolling right through, aren't we? Hearts. Boss, is there a reason we have to have this meeting on the roof? It's
The
cold.
time has arrived. And at long last, we see before us the great collection of hearts.
Yes, that is in fact
of
what it is.
rage, hate, sadness, and bliss.
Is horny stored in the
Shining
heart?
down upon us is the crystallization of all hearts. Kingdom hearts.
I always thought the moon was made of cheese. You're telling me it's a
There.
crystal?
In the sky hangs the promise of a new world. My friends, let us gain further power to conquer the human heart and claim it as our own. Let us remember why we are here and what we hope to achieve.
Alright, I'm with you.
Hearts shall be gathered and be made our own. Hearts shall never again have power over us.
All this fighting.
Guys, I feel like we need some more hobbies. We just come up here every day.
Come on, you know what it's for. We have to complete
You know how to
the
sew
great
by
Kingdom
chance?
Hearts. You saw it too.
Hey,
didn't
Broxy.
you?
But what is Kingdom Hearts?
It's a
the
little
gathering
bit of a
place
thing, man.
hearts, isn't
No one can seem to agree to a
It's when all
lot.
the hearts wind up after they're released by you.
Yeah.
When we gather enough, we might
Sometimes
finally
it's a
get
door.
hearts of our own.
Hearts shall be made our own.
Is Kingdom Hearts really that important?
Are you crazy?
In the grand scheme
I
of
just
things,
don't
not
see
really.
Why having a heart is that important?
Especially with this whole
Come on. You're wondering
sleeping
about that
worlds
now?
and dead
Well,
worlds thing going on.
I don't understand since I don't have a heart.
Roxas,
You do have a
You'll
conscience, though.
understand
That's
once we
very
have
important.
Our own hearts. That's why we fight to find out what it's about.
Okay. I guess you're right.
No bodies. Roxas and Shion went to the usual spot, and had begun to get used to going on missions together.
It looks like every nobody in the organization is good at different things.
Debatable.
That's right.
I
Everybody.
mean, Demix is alright. Just kinda hangs
there are
out.
nobodies without hearts.
Just because we don't all have hearts doesn't mean that we're all exactly the same. We each have memories of our pasts.
Yeah, I guess.
You remember your past?
Not both of you, though. You
Yeah,
just kinda
that's
sprang
one
up out of the
things that
ground.
makes each member of the organization special. We remember who we were as humans.
I got up to a lot of shit,
Me
kids.
neither.
Well, maybe that.
Come to
right
think of
there
it, I
is
think
what
I
makes
ran
you
into
guys
someone
the
that looks
most
kinda
unique
like
in
you,
the
Roxas, but I might be remembering wrong.
What were you like before you were a nobody?
About the same.
Huh? Me? Oh, I don't know. I think I've always been pretty much the same.
I wish
He
I
had these
could remember
weird
stuff
Cheeto
like
bags
that.
he used to beat people up with.
Really? It's just baggage, you know.
But I can't remember anything, not even from when I was born a nobody.
All you did was stare into space.
Oh, thanks.
You know, with the whole portals thing, you've never actually been to
You know-
space, have you, Roxas?
I don't remember much either.
You two sure do have a lot in common.
It's almost like you're the same person, kind of, sort of.
I wonder what kind of guy I was before.
You were very, 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 very cheery. To a point where it gets a little bit grating. I know those twats! She owns Keyblade. Shion, informed by Sykes that she and Roxas would no longer go on missions together, worried over still being unable to use her Keyblade. Roxas, in turn, lent Shion his Keyblade. Technically, they're the same one, but
Thanks, Roxas.
no
I
problemo.
can have this back.
Do you remember anything?
I don't know. But let me try again.
Don't think too hard, you're gonna have an aneurysm. Hey, she did it. Atta girl. You can do anything if you put mind to it. Kinda like making dinner.
Roxas,
Which I
it
can't help but
worked.
notice is not in front of me right now, Shion.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Axel,
That's a... Oh, God!
Where'd you come from?
Don't fucking jump scare me, man. You almost made me fall to my death.
how was your mission?
You know, I sure wish the Heartless would hold still once in a while. I fell right on my butt chasing them around.
I thought you said you were tough.
Yeah, whatever. That's got nothing to do with it.
Kid, when you get to be my age,
the
everything
caper go?
hurts. There you go.
Ta-da!
Roxas, Axel, thank you.
I didn't do anything.
It was your
You made it
suggestion,
possible for
right?
the two of us to go on a mission together.
If it weren't for you, Shion might never have remembered how to use the Keyblade.
So thanks, Axel.
How about sea salt ice cream then?
Why always the same flavor? A man needs variety in his life, for God's sake, Raiden.
You got it. I'll be right back.
Please, please, get some cookie dough, for God's sake, woman. Ah,
I hope we can always be just like this forever.
Me too.
don't get your hopes up, kid.
What's that all
Life's a
about?
cruel mistress.
I just want these days to last forever. Hanging out, the ice cream, the sunsets.
Well, nothing lasts forever, you know.
Especially not you or me,
Bunch of
as we're
nobodies
going to
like
find
us.
out fairly soon.
But it's okay if things change and we can't meet up here.
Huh?
As long as we keep each other in our thoughts, none of us will ever have to be apart. Got it memorized?
Yeah, friends in our hearts and all that crap. I know. I know
Wow,
the
that
whole
was
thing.
So not you.
Hey!
Oh God, the laughter. Just play the Seinfeld outro while you're at it. Transfer. As Shion had regained on Keyblade, Roxas returned to carrying out his daily missions as usual. He did a lot of dumb shit. He hung out with losers. He melted ice. Just zooming right through, are we? I guess nothing really important happens there anyway. Sequence!
Huh? Ever heard of knocking?
Apparently not.
What do you want?
Tell me what Shion has been doing.
Well, how should I know? I'm not spying on her.
The two of you look pretty close.
Yeah?
So what? Now I've got a rat on my friends to you? I think you should just go.
We never hang out
Today
anymore,
you and
Axel.
Shion will be
We
going
used
on
to
the
love
same
watching
mission.
the reruns.
Well, thank you, sir, for personally delivering that message to me.
We also need you to go back to Castle Oblivion soon.
Again?
Says Lord Zemnis.
That castle hasn't given up all its secrets.
No, it's
He
something
doesn't
with
know
you
of its
people.
whereabouts.
Even he doesn't know. You mean the chamber, right? We turned that place inside out. If it's there, we're not gonna find it just by looking.
Then let me give you another reason. Shion comes from the castle to which Namine can be traced.
Ah, memory.
The place where both Namine and Shion were born. It's practically calling out for you.
Yeah, how did that thing with Naminé work? Kairi never got turned into a Heartless in the first place. Her heart went into Sora.
As far as the castle goes, you're the one who really
And her
wants
body
to
was
go
clearly
there.
still hers.
By finding the room that Xemnas is searching for, you would find out everything about Xemnas' true agenda, am I right?
Sounds like someone wants to lead a little coup d'etat.
The Chamber of Waking. Xemnas has an agenda that he hasn't told to anybody. And we are bound to find some clues in the Chamber of Waking. And once we obtain those clues, we'll have the upper hand for our own objectives.
Alright, I'm with you.
The time would come when Vexen and Zexion got in your way. That's why I took the initiative and cleared the way to the top for you.
A little bit more corporate espionage than you thought they would be, huh?
You go all the way to the top.
You will be going on a solo mission to Castle Oblivion. Expect the orders soon.
Okay, Jesus. Get out of my room.
Castle Oblivion. Namine and Shion.
Huh. Roxas and Xigbar investigated a new world on a reconnaissance mission. Roxas asked about the purpose of the mission, and Xigbar replied that they were searching for possible candidates to join the organization. We're going to turn Philoctetes into a nobody. Danny DeVito's going to be hanging out in the hood. It's going to be sick. Xigbar then informed Roxas that he and Shion are particularly special nobody.
Roxas is late today.
Hope Xigbar isn't giving him too hard of a time.
Yeah,
right.
he seems like a bit of a slave driver, doesn't he?
You know what, Axel? When I sit here and talk with you guys, I get the strangest feeling that a long time ago I used to watch the sunset with somebody else.
No, you're
It's the
imagining
same when I
things.
watch the sea.
Couldn't possibly be true.
Someplace by the sea, where I hear the sound of the waves. I get the feeling that I was talking with someone.
So you
One
mean
was
that
edgy. One was
you
overly
have memories of
enthusiastic.
your past?
No, it's not quite like that. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Are these memories?
I think you may have been dreaming, kid.
I wouldn't know either.
You have memories, don't you?
Oh yeah, but he used to be a person.
Yeah, sorta.
He's not a test tube
Though
baby
it's
like
not
you.
they've ever really done me any good.
Roxas is like me. Neither one of us remembers much.
Huh.
I wonder if he and I had this much in common before we were nobodies.
Kind of, sort of, I guess. Lazy day. There you go, give the knuckles a good crack. I'm gonna do the same thing even. There we go. Roxas' first day off, accustomed to always having a mission to execute, Roxas aimlessly wandered the castle, unsure of what else to do. Even asking Axel and Shion how they spent their free time off proved unhelpful. He eventually went to his usual spot. Honestly, man, you could have probably, like, hung out in your room. Watched reruns of old sitcoms. Eat a bag of Oreos or something. You know, the good things in life. Lay alone in your bed in the middle of the day pretending things aren't the way they are.
I knew you'd be
Hashtag
here.
relatable.
Axel,
Slept like a log. Are the kids here on summer vacation already? Nah. Can't be. It's much too early.
Now you still know what school is, so you
Summer
can't have been
vacation?
dead for that long.
What's that?
It's a dream come true, that's what. Where they get a whole month off.
A month?
1?
I wouldn't know what
Christ,
to
my
do
summer
with that much
vacations were
time.
always 3 to 4.
I can't even figure out how to fill a day.
You'd be surprised.
About to play the best game ever?
They give you plenty of homework. And
Like
of
Goat
course,
Simulator?
You
Nice.
have to play with your friends every day. Trust me, it's over before you can blink.
I could deal with 7 days, maybe.
Most kids spend
No,
the time
you're
just
gonna.
goofing off with their friends.
More ways than one,
They
kid.
save the homework till the end, and then help each other finish it.
That sounds fun, I guess.
Hanging around with friends is fun. I'd forgotten all that since becoming a nobody, I guess.
Now you've been a
So,
little bit busy since
How
then.
did you spend your day?
Hey guys, how did I know you'd be here?
Yes, Ori,
Where
Goat
did you go,
Simulator.
Shion?
Base.
I didn't go anywhere.
Goat Simulator is one of the
What
worst
about you
games
two?
ever.
Did you guys go
Non-believer.
somewhere without me?
Axel says he was asleep all day.
What? What's that about? You wasted a day off?
Unlike you two lazy bones, I work hard, so I'm tired, okay?
I only slept
Unlike
like
me and
5
Roxas,
fucking hours.
Maybe you're just out of shape.
I was up all goddamn night. I was alerted to something. And then I got really anxious. And then I couldn't
Tomorrow,
sleep.
back to work.
And then I had to go to the store before it was
Hope you get
crowded.
Another vacation soon.
And I was supposed to be gone for only like half an hour, and I was gone an hour and a
See you
half.
guys again for a while.
And I got home.
They're
I
sending
slept
me
5
out on
hours.
recon for a few days.
Today was a weird day.
Can't tell.
Don't
What's
you
up
get
with that?
smarmy with me, you
It's
ginger
a secret
fuck.
mission.
But I thought we were friends.
Hey, I'm not about to tell you all my dark secrets.
I'm not telling you my
Got it
browser
memorized?
history.
Dark secrets.
Haha, I'm kidding. I just gotta keep my mouth shut about it, or else Sykes will get on my case. You know how he can get.
Yeah.
Try not to bungle everything while I'm gone, huh?
Now, why would we do that?
Well, considering your track record, I just can't count on you guys.
Hey,
Hate when shit like that.
we can
Yeah.
handle this just fine.
Yeah, it
That's right.
happens.
Just you watch.
See how things go, I guess.
What took you so long?
What?
It's my
was enjoying
vacation.
myself.
I can take all the time I want. Since when do I have to check in with you?
You're letting yourself get too attached to them.
Yeah.
And you're putting too much
Whatever
gel
you
in your
say.
hair.
You know, you've changed.
And what, you haven't, Edge McGee? Work to do. Important things can be a weakness. Roxas talked to Shion about what Zaldin said during his mission, but they were unable to understand the meaning of Zaldin's words. Roxas continued his daily missions, meanwhile Axel was on a top-secret mission. He was stealing things from the government. Top-secret things. Full lists and everything. He knows the name of your FBI agent. Unlike mine's.
Hey,
Ah!
Roxas.
Axel, you're back.
The fuck, man?
Yep, I just got home.
So you did.
So, are you holding up?
Like shit.
Where's Shion?
She's
Ah.
not here yet.
Hmm.
She's usually here by now. This isn't like her.
Oh no, she's having a sulky cry. It must be that time, lads. It's him! It's him! It's John Neer! Huh.
I'm not a sham.
But you are a ShamWow. Yeah. Exactly where we were, boys. Huh. I understand completely. There he is! There's the boy. Him in his near phase.
Just give me another chance.
Work dispute?
We can't afford to take any more chances on you. You were
Yeah,
a
I
mistake
guess it is.
we never should have made.
Shion?
Seems to be having a bad day, Rucksack. Okay, just don't talk to me, whatever. God forbid we just communicate a little bit. Friggin' women.
Oh.
Oh, hey, man.
Where's Shion?
Haven't seen her today.
Off in the wind.
Oh well.
Always the same goddamn ice cream.
Is there anything you couldn't bear to lose?
A stable internet
Anything I couldn't
connection?
bear to lose? What's that about?
Well, I met someone today who had something like that.
Like
This
what?
thing was so important to him he couldn't bear to lose it.
Hey, Ryan, welcome.
And Zaldan said that was his weakness.
Zaldan also has dreadlocks, so his opinion should not be taken
Because
all
you
that
don't have a heart.
seriously.
I guess. But Demix doesn't have a heart, and I bet he'd get upset if you took his sitar away.
Yeah, that guy doesn't take many
I think
things
you have a point
seriously.
there. So you don't need a heart to have something that you can't bear to lose then.
I mean, your
If
blood's
that's
still
true.
pumping from something.
Then I guess the closest thing that we nobodies have would be memories of our past. It's the memories that create the things that we don't want to lose.
Good as reason as
Memories of
any.
the past. I don't remember my past.
I mean, you have like
Even though
100+
you
days
might
of
not
memories at
remember
this
the
point.
past, I'm sure you have things you don't want to lose.
Like what?
You've got memories since you joined us, right?
There you
I
go.
don't know.
Keep positive about things.
I do. Don't I? I couldn't bear to lose my memories of you or Shion.
Foreshadowing.
So then you really do have something that you can't bear to lose, right? Every one of us.
I could bear to lose this
Including
exact
us
flavor
nobodies.
and start
We all
getting some
have something
variety.
that we want to hang on to.
Hint, hint, Axel.
It's scary.
They
You
have
can't
to
be
have
scared
more
of
than
that
just
heart.
this, for God's sake.
If my friends... If you or Shion were to disappear... It's... scary to think of what it would be like without you guys.
I mean, really, you just throw yourself entirely into work.
Scared is not an emotion that can exist inside us.
Well,
Yet here we are.
I'm scared right now for sure.
Maybe it's just that you remember what it's like to be scared, you know? Somewhere deep inside your memories.
Weird way to put it. Distress. It's like me every day. Coincidentally, Roxas and Shion were given the same post. Shion failed in her mission to dispose of an imposter and became discouraged after being reprimanded by Sayax. Shion put up a strong front for Roxas, was at a loss for words. Roxas then suggested going on missions together to cheer her up. They fought a big bird. So how about that sports ball?
I wonder where Axel is.
Hopefully getting some variety
Guess
and
we got the
flavor.
work done a little too fast, huh?
Still thinking about the time she got insta-lost, huh? he's using his actual eye.
Your face. Who are you really? And why do you have a Keyblade?
They never really say who it is that Riku sees there.
Tell me first, why you are dressed as one of us.
I mean, it's just a cool looking thing. They sell these at pretty much every cosplay shop.
To make sure my best friend sleeps in peace. I don't know who you're supposed to be, but you can't fight fire with sparks. This Keyblade.
What if the sparks happen to spark the sprinkler system?
My Keyblade is not a sham. What gives you the right to say that?
Experience? There you go. That's what happens when you fight someone twice your size, kid. Don't be stupid.
Find a new crowd. Trust me, those guys are bad news.
Why? You're the real sham.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a mediocre cosplay.
Fair enough. You could say I am the biggest nobody of them all.
Ah, don't be so self-deprecating, Riku. You're gonna have a major glow-up sometime soon. I mean, this is already an improvement over what you were in the first game. Yeah, just scream it all out. Didn't even need the blade to win. Just punched her in the back.
Shion,
You dumb broad, I'm talking to you.
wrong?
Sorry. My mind's on other things.
Do you know what insta-loss is, Roxas?
Do you ever think about why we're doing all of this?
What do you mean, why? So we can get hearts of our own, right?
I don't question things, Shion. I just consume product and get excited
What
for
do we
next
need
product.
hearts for?
I don't know. But I think once we have hearts, we probably won't have to think about why we're doing all this. Or if we need hearts.
I'm not sure. I just wish I knew what I was doing here.
I mean, worst case scenario is you get your heart back and recompleted and you have deep-seated regrets about what you've
Like
done.
nightmares?
I can never remember what they're about. I just wake up scared.
I wonder why that could be.
Zigbar said you and me were pretty special. Exceptional, he said.
Special?
Didn't specify though, did he?
Isn't that just another way of saying that I'm a mistake?
You're not a mistake.
If you're a mistake, then I'm a mistake. I mean, I am a mistake, but that's beside the point.
Well, you and I may both be exceptional, Roxas.
Ah.
I don't think we're quite the same.
Yo, freebies. Wait a minute. I paid for this one too.
Hey, Roxas.
Ah, man.
Axel.
Took you long enough.
Shion couldn't make it again today?
Actually, you just missed her.
Leave it to a dame to leave me hanging like this. Oh, hey, it's that other thing we watched. That bad thing. The wrong buttons. Shoutouts to Deadpool. Roxas reflected on how Shion was acting differently. Axel asked Roxas, what's wrong? According to Axel, girls are complicated and there are buttons to avoid pressing. No shit, you are the wisest man in this entire franchise. Roxas worried he pressed the wrong buttons with Shion, but Axel assured him that Shion was fine. Illogical creatures. Disjointed days. Oh, they're doing that one thing. They don't seem to mind you being there. Roxas and Demick saw Phil putting Hercules through rigorous training. Phil stated that the higher his expectations, the tougher the training. Roxas wondered if the organization had been giving him tough missions because they had high expectations of him. Roxas, however, did not understand the meaning of expectations very well to begin with. He never went to school, forgive him. Ever since parting awkwardly with Shion, Roxas ate his ice cream alone after missions. The fuck is wrong with this town? All I want is some cookie dough or something different. Love. God, I wish. Before returning to the castle, Roxas saw Beast wounded from protecting what he cares for, with Belle there to care for him. Love had grown between the two. Zaldin declared the power of love to be worthless. Roxas asked what that power was, but Zaldin said that explaining the concept to a nobody with no heart would be pointless and departed. Left alone, Roxas contemplated what love might be. It's a thing they tell you about to make you feel like shit, because you'll never have it in life. At the usual spot, Roxas asked Assel what love is, but got no answer. Perhaps completing Kingdom Hearts and gaining a heart would offer some answers. Roxas watched the sunset with these thoughts on his mind. Sound of the surf. Before leaving for a mission with Luxord, Luxord? Luxord. It's Luxord. Luxord. It's Travis touchdown. Roxas heard that Shion failed another mission and fell into a deep slumber. Roxas disregarded Sykes' order. Okay, just don't fucking... Okay, whatever.
Shion.
Roxas, don't be Shinji. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. It's not worth it. I'm telling you. Awful. Every sense of the word, man. Just don't do it. Oh, returning the favor. I see what you did there.
Hey, that was
It's like poetry and rhyme.
I told you, keep out of this.
And I'm telling you that I have to know what's the deal with Shion. If there's something going on...
A little bit more information than not at all would be nice.
Do you mean just like you are always honest with me?
Well, you got me there, I guess.
Well, look who woke up with sand in his vagina,
Shion has
Sykes.
no right to be among our number.
What do you mean?
It's plain to see. I have nothing more to say.
Your elf ears look fucking stupid. Ugh. One for a day, huh? Lies. Axel informed Roxas of what he had heard from Sykes about Shion. He said that Sykes would reconsider claiming Shion to be a failure depending on how she performed from now on. This was a lie by Axel to cheer up Roxas. Action, reaction. Hey, it's the thing that's gonna get me a copyright claim on YouTube. Lock, Shock, and Barrel got in Roxas' way with their mischief. They claimed that causing mischief and surprising people was fun, but those feelings were lost on Roxas. Ba-ba. Roxas continued to carry out his missions while covering for Shion. That's a lot of days gone by already. God. Shion awakens. Damn, bitch, you slept good. Twins!
Sora!
There it is.
Whoa!
Remembering a little bit extra, huh?
Good morning, Shion.
Oh, morning.
You woke up so suddenly, you just startled me.
I wasn't doing anything, I promise.
Sorry.
Not a single thing. Not one iota. You went to the beach that much? God.
Bring me these seashells?
Yeah, seems like a bit of a thing between us.
Do you hear it?
Yeah. The sound of the waves. How long was I asleep?
About 20 days.
Yeah, that.
That long?
Yeah. You were sleeping so much that me and Axel were getting worried.
I'm sorry about that.
Surprised we don't have a tube sticking into your arm to give you nutrients of some kind.
Kind of weird that we can feel anything at all.
E-rated game, woman, get your hand off your
Something
chest.
hurts to feel with.
We can't afford the sensors.
Hey, Roxas. Don't you have work today?
Don't you?
Oh, I'm about to head out.
I'd like to tag along.
Fair enough.
But don't you need some more rest?
I'll be fine. Come on, take me with you.
Got nothing better to do.
All right. Sure.
Come on now. Huh. Like nothing changed at all. Oh god, she's dead.
Shion!
She remembering things. Slowly but surely.
It's my lucky charm. Be sure to bring it back to me.
You know, he never really did he? That's a big boy. Oh god, the laser.
Leave
I'll
Shion
get him.
to me.
Got
Well, that didn't take long. Did it break again?
She's not an it!
You're going the right way for
Keep
getting
your mouth
punched in the
shut.
face. Don't be a dick, Syx. Gonna be a running theme with you.
You have changed. What happened at Castle Oblivion?
A lot. A bit
Does
too much to go
the
over.
past
eh?
mean nothing to you.
Are you worried about her, Axel?
Of course I am.
It just doesn't seem like you.
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
I mean, you don't like things to be complicated.
You know, Roxas,
What?
each day, the three of us meet up there for ice cream. Now, why do you think that is?
Because you're
Huh?
bored?
I mean, if you think about it, I don't need to go out of my way to meet you guys, right?
Okay, fair.
I don't know.
You didn't exactly
want me
seem
to
to
tell
have
you
a lot of
why?
amenities in your room to entertain yourself.
It's because you guys are my best friends.
Ah,
Get it memorized, all right? We are best friends.
I love you too, dumbass.
Guess we are.
Thanks, Axel. You're sweet.
And you're small.
Are you feeling better?
I just got a little dizzy, that's all. Sorry to worry you guys.
Don't scare us
You
like
may have
that.
developed diabetes on account of all the ice cream.
Just take it easy today.
I will. Thanks, both of you.
Do we have like TiVo in this castle or something? God. He still be doodling though. He has a habit of doing that all moments of the day. Fascinating. Like it should be. What you reading? The Truth About Nominate by Vexen. I feel like you should have hidden this a little bit more. Oh my god, they can fly. During a mission, Roxas and Axel visited the world where Roxas had once flown. Roxas again met Tinkerbell and had her sprinkle pixie dust on him so that they might fly. He began to float, but Axel remained firmly planted on the ground. Roxas told Axel to trust him, that he could fly if he believed him. Trusting in Roxas's words, Axel began to float in the air. The pair flew off to complete their mission. Roxas spent his days completing missions. Yeah, they do that. Huh. That's a lot. Anomaly. Anemone.
You seem to be struggling.
And you seem to be a mummy.
Buddy is interfering, I think.
A nobody.
I keep trying to piece his memory back together. But what if some of the pieces got lost? There would be no way for me to finish. If that happened, and they found their way into someone else, he'd never get them back.
Oh, I think he can do without a memory or two.
Not these ones specifically, I'm afraid.
What if he needs those memories in order to wake up? What if they're the key?
Namine. You are a witch who has power over Sora's memories, and those connected to him.
Well,
Are
you see...
seeing something I cannot?
Well, when he got turned into a Heartless, it turned out he had twins instead of a single.
She will never survive it.
She?
Yeah, about that. Alright, just assume the fetal position, I guess, woman.
Hey, Axel?
Hmm?
You've been to Castle Oblivion, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a shithole. No bathrooms in sight.
What is it like?
I just told
What's
you.
it like? Just an organization research facility.
Bit of an edgy name for not being all that edgy on the
Everyone gets
inside.
sent there all the time, especially you.
Although, they never send me or Roxas.
Well, they probably just don't need you there.
Huh.
I'm
Likely
heading
story.
back.
Huh?
Oh god, it's happening. There you go, kids. Nice reflexes. Don't help, Axel.
Maybe you're not completely well yet.
No, it's nothing like that.
Got it!
Huh?
What?
What?
On our next day off, let's all go to the beach, huh?
The beach?
We don't even have
Where did
swimwear.
that idea come from?
We should go someplace different for a change.
You're talking about a vacation with friends.
Exactly.
I guess.
I'll join you, if I can.
What are you
We're
talking
gonna have to
about?
find a store.
It'll be a blast, trust me.
Yes, alright. Let's go.
Axel, get her a bikini. The small ones. Quiet to. Shion, depressed, left without eating her ice cream. Tragic. Roxas asked Axel if she was alright, but received a dismissive response. Roxas wondered if Shion might feel better if the three of them went to the beach together like they had promised the other day. Shion found the information that Syx has entered regarding Castle Oblivion. Okay, just skip it on through a whole goddamn month. The longest day.
I sent Axel to Castle Oblivion last night.
Again?
To help expedite the matter we spoke of. I also instructed him to clear out our facilities there. He should return soon.
And what of Namine?
Oh, God.
Still missing, sir.
Ha ha! Where, oh where could she be?
Why, Zigbar.
Vacation?
It almost sounds as though you know.
You sly motherfucker.
Continue.
By all means,
Somebody
speak.
accessed our main computer without authorization.
And you expect us to believe you really don't know who it was?
You know, guys, I feel like we should have, like, a big plasma screen in here. I feel like that'd really bring the room together.
Nonsense. I see no
I'm
problem
just saying.
whatsoever.
Ha ha! Well, no. Apparently you don't.
Something you find amusing?
The things you hear from a guy with no heart.
Ugh.
No matter what unfolds, our plans remain unchanged.
Really? Because this seems like a lot of setbacks.
Roxas and Shion will play the respective roles that Kingdom Hearts has given them.
I don't know. It seems like you don't exactly have this whole thing on lockdown.
Leave it be. How can you not see how perfect this is? In truth, this is more than perfect. Shion is marching right into the arms of destiny, but to destiny's own time.
You have to be so vague about things like this, man.
Steps. All we must do is watch with caution and patience.
Xemnas likes to watch. Oh, hey, you made it. See? Told you. Kinda lame. Oh god, it begins.
Hurts.
Maybe you should have listened to begin with.
This is the last you'll ever see of these walls, Shion.
Okay, calm down. Did you see the anime with no more about the Final Fantasy characters? Only the snippet about Sora and Smash.
What are you doing here?
I'm just here on orders, that's all. There's nothing for you to see here.
Lies. This is the place I come from. I just know it.
Do you, though?
What about your mission? Don't be selfish.
Or else they'll turn me into a dusk?
They'll do worse than turn you into a dusk.
They'll turn you into a bowl. Your head's kind of empty enough as it is, lady.
And is that because I'm useless?
That's not it. Shion.
Don't you walk away when I'm talking to you. Too many OCs to include Final Fantasy characters in the plot? Yeah, I'd imagine.
Of back when I was a human.
There's a lot going on in that game.
Stop remembering. Nothing good will come of it.
I have dreams every night. And you're in those dreams, Axel.
Then they sure aren't memories. How can I be a part of your past? They're just dreams, that's all.
You can't fool me. We've met before, Axel. Right here in this castle.
No, we have not. Let's go home, Shion.
There's a lot going on here, kid. You can't bear to listen to all of it at once.
You've got to help me. I need to know who I am.
Stop! Stay out of there, Shion!
This is only going to end poorly. Don't chase after her or anything, Axel. God forbid. Bright light. Hey, Vikari. Welcome. Tough crowd.
You're early.
Oh, hey.
No, you're just late.
I guess this is where we started off, wasn't it?
Today makes 255.
What's that about?
Good amount of the way through.
Many days since I first joined the organization. Man, time flies.
So, you got the number memorized, do you?
He has to at some point.
Have to hang on to something, right? It's not like I have memories from before the organization.
So you keep saying.
Don't you remember? I acted like a zombie.
I reiterate, this implies zombie fiction exists somewhere in this universe.
But come on,
or just straight up zombies for that matter.
Thanks.
Hey, Roxas. Bet you don't know why the sunset's red. You see,
because of the way light reflects?
And out of all those colors, red is the one that travels the farthest.
Right.
Like I asked, know-it-all. Seriously, where is she?
I wouldn't get my hopes up, kid. Yeah, he knows something, he does. Roxas is cute. Ah, he's alright.
Then I wasn't who I am?
You're a weird mishmash, lady. News. Don't listen to the news. Nothing can ever be gained. In the round room, Xemnas informed the assembled organization members of Shion's disappearance. He continued by prohibiting anyone from pursuing her. Unhappy with Xemnas' decision, Roxas argued that they should search for Shion, but was told that all to become clear when the time came. Xemnas concluded the meeting with those words. Hollow. Not every undead is hollow, but every hollow was once undead. The days passed without Shion. Naxo no longer came to the usual spot, and Roxas sat alone eating his ice cream. Always the same goddamn flavor with you people. Okay, just skip ahead. Nothing important happened. Disorder. I have a few of those. Oh god, this again? So does Shion not age at all? Is that why she still has the short hair and everything later?
Shion.
Things are about to get weirdly existential.
Shion!
Time for a bout of self-discovery, I'm afraid.
Surely, you must have known that this was going to happen.
Why would I know?
Seeing things.
Because in your memory, you've been to a number of worlds before you came to this one. And of course, in those worlds, the only beings you met were the Dark Army. That's all that's left in your heart.
Oh god, migraines.
Your memories of long ago. Everyone.
That's a lie. I remember everyone from the islands.
No, you really don't.
My closest friends.
And who threw away those friends?
You're a weird amalgamation of fucking memories. You know that, girl?
It was you who destroyed your home.
Who am I? What am I here for?
Can't believe I had to come back to this goddamn place just for you.
So we meet again.
You made me a promise.
I remember. It was to look after Sora.
Turns out things don't work out the way you want them to sometimes.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I've kept that promise very well.
Can you tell me what's happening?
Some of Sora's memories are missing.
Some.
How could
Yeah,
that be?
some.
Sora's memories are escaping through Sora's nobody into a third person. And now, they're starting to become a part of her.
Yeah, turns out memory
Isn't there
absorption
way
is a
to
bit of
bring
a
back
thing.
Just Sora's memories?
If they're still separate, then I think I can take out fragments of it. But if her memories and Sora's memory fragments are completely weaved together,
Then he's gonna stay
I can't take them
comatose, I
from
get
each
it.
other, and that would take more time. Which means it would take even longer before Sora can wake up again.
And now he'll speak like a Hollywood douche, always referring to himself in the third person. Make sure no
So what
kids
can you do?
hear him. Very true.
If I just jump in
A bit of a problem,
and
isn't it?
rearrange her memory, then Sora might wake up, only to find out that nobody remembers him anymore. That's a risk I just can't take.
So we have to commit murder, is
It's
what
too
you're
late
saying.
Either way. Sora's
Usually
awakening
Sora's thing.
has already been delayed. Sora's nobody, and the one that's absorbing his memory. None of us imagined that they would fight so hard to become their own people.
Yet here we are all the same. By
Unfortunately,
God.
The only real solution is for them both to go away. Did you know?
Harsh.
Her face was blank at first. But now, there is a face that is clearly visible. I think that's proof that she has entered Sora's memories.
Looks
Sora's
like a
memories,
palette swap of a certain someone,
Sora's
yeah.
nobody's memories, and her memories.
We commit a bit of murder.
They're all a jumbled mess
Yeah.
now.
Usually how
And
things
to
go,
put them back
unfortunately.
into one
Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
There's no other way.
Let me take a sip of my agua.
Right.
Oh, hey, you were here too. Good for you. Kind of missed her a little bit. Oh, God.
Is it not supposed to exist?
Only a hair.
Well, what do you want to do, Shion?
I want to be with you two.
There's some weird connotations there that we can take this, but we're going to choose not to do that for the time being.
I can't. Not the way I am now. But what would it take for me to be like you?
Plastic surgery? At least then you'd look a bit different. Separate yourself a hair. You know, Ben Reilly at least dyed his fucking hair, that's all I'm saying.
Hey, it's been a while.
You think so?
So, I went to the beach today. And there was this girl who looked kind of like Shion.
Neglected to show that part of the video
I
game.
couldn't get close enough to tell for sure. I probably imagined it. To be honest, I'm not even sure today's mission really happened.
Oh no, it did.
Like
and then Shion had a weird existential nightmare about both of you.
Do you remember our promise? When we said that the three of us would go to the beach on our next break?
We haven't really gotten one of those, have we?
Maybe that's why. Maybe I saw Shion there because I wanted her to be there.
Does it have to be that beach specifically? It gets a bit crowded, I'll be honest. People are going to start asking questions.
Want to go look for her?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
Huh?
Beginning tomorrow, let's use our spare time to find Shion.
Alright, shit.
Sounds good.
Plan's coming
Let's do
together. There it is. We search. Oh, it's you. While visiting a world on a mission, Roxas met the always cryptic Cheshire Cat. Before disappearing, the Cheshire Cat responded to Roxas' questions by saying that he must follow his heart and decide what to believe in. Would having a heart resolve everything, including Shion's predicament? Roxas was left pondering over what he could believe in when he doesn't possess a heart. Roxas and Axel continued to search for Shion in weird places. Yeah, even there. Oh god, the days. The Shion in PSO2 was mind-bogglingly cryptic.
You sure you're not forgetting someplace?
I've been everywhere I know how to get to.
All right.
Well, let's go somewhere we haven't been then.
The only place I haven't been to is Castle Oblivion.
Or one of the other many planetoids out there in the
Shion was
galaxy.
asking you what the place was like. And the day before she disappeared, you said she was put on an important mission, remember?
Yeah. But there's nothing there anymore.
Well,
Axel, you
Shion
wouldn't
might be
bullshit
there.
me, would you? No. You'd never, right? Right?
Apparently, Shion comes from Castle Oblivion.
There it is.
What?
That's probably why she was asking about the place.
I had no idea.
Me neither. I only found out a little while ago.
Castle Oblivion. Shion.
Why are no one's friends in these games ever normal? Contact with Jodie Foster.
So,
You waited the
this is
whole movie to
Castle
see the alien. It was her goddamn father. That movie sucks. All that build up for nothing.
My head.
Why can I never bring both of you anywhere? This always happens.
Easy, man. Let's retreat for now and...
I'm fine. We have to find Shion.
I don't think you're gonna make it through the entrance hall. I'll be honest.
Roxas!
So much. Rushing into my head.
Always pain. Hey, ML, welcome.
Let's get out of here for now.
The hubris of spiky-haired people.
Wait. There's something.
Every goddamn time. There's always something amiss, I'm afraid. They never know what's good for them.
Giving up already? I thought you were stronger than that.
Riku!
Oh, there's the memory speaking through. Been playing Deadly Premonition, but it crashed a bunch.
Are you alright?
The game got a re-release recently, didn't it?
Happened to me?
I'm sure there's a fan patch somewhere.
Just as you entered the castle doors. Don't you remember?
I only remember going inside.
Oh, the second game. Is that still only on the Switch? Tell me that's not only on the Switch still.
Let's go back to Castle Oblivion.
Don't push yourself, man. Who's there?
It seems to be a pair.
Shion?
Oh god, OBS is having a fit. Are we good? It went down to 0 for a sec. Is it alright? Is it good? It's staying green at the moment. I'm gonna say it's fine. Ugh. Hate this website like you wouldn't believe.
Wait!
Dude, what the fuck?
Out of the way.
No, it's going back down.
Roxas, wait!
Why do you never chase after when it's important, Axel? It keeps going down to 0 and it's pissing me off. Nah, it's going down again. Why are you like this? Why are you like this, video game? Jesus. I don't have anything else running.
I thought the imposter was sighted in Castle Oblivion.
Apparently not.
Shion.
No way that was Shion.
The one who ran away first was Shion. But why run?
I don't know. Time of the month.
You want to go back?
Man, it's a good thing everyone's hearing is shit. Fracture. Oh good, I actually found your dumbass.
Shion. Where have you been?
Self-discovery.
Looking all over for you.
You have? Sorry.
Let's go home. If you come back voluntarily, Sykes will let all this drop. He has to.
Just say you were kidnapped.
I don't care what
Works for the rich kids.
I'll be there. Me and Axel will make sure...
Why do you get heals?
I really
I want heals.
Why not? Come on. Wait!
Hey. We ain't done talking yet. Seriously? Ugh. Thanks for the assist. Though I think escalation is not the way we should play this.
Axel? No, wait!
Guys. Guys. feel like you should chill just a little bit here.
Stop!
For God's sake. Good shot. Austin Powers-esque.
Shion.
Oh, come on. Not even a word. For God's sake, man. They never stop. It's true. Sora.
You're sure things are better this way?
I never expected you to question it. If you could save one of them, why would you choose the puppet?
We can have both.
Or put it this way. Which would you rather suffer the loss of? Some make-believe friendship? Or a real one?
God, the jealousy radiating off of you is so thick I could cut it with these stupid chakrams.
Of course we're better off this way. Xemnas is exasperated from all the fixing we've had to do. We have to set things right. There's simply too much on the line, Lee.
Nobody calls me that anymore. Been a long few days at the office.
I need to know.
About what?
Shion. Tell me what happened to her.
By all means, make breakfast.
Is a valued member
We got a bit yet.
of the organization, but she needs her rest. So worry not.
Hey, we've had this conversation before.
Sora. Who is Sora?
The connection.
Yeah.
Connection?
He is what makes you and Shion a part of each other's lives.
And also just
and
exist
the
in
reason
general.
I placed Shion among our number. If you want her to stay that way, I must insist. You get your mind off these needless distractions. I will have Shion return to her duties tomorrow.
Well, that's convenient.
Today, you must focus on yours.
Understood.
So no words and edgewise, huh?
Roxas.
Yeah, just pretend nothing happened.
Are you certain we've taken suitable measures with Shion and Roxas?
I will admit, Shion has strayed from our original designs. However,
amongst a great many other things, yes.
Side effect.
Putting it a little bit mildly, aren't you there, Zem?
The key. Shion was affected by Roxas, just as we had anticipated. This was indeed what we had hoped to achieve. But then,
that's a lot of planning
Roxas,
to go through, man.
Sora himself began to shape it.
God, he was
into
so
her,
short.
Giving Shion a sense of identity. Our plan seemed like a failure at this point. But then it occurred to me. Shion is keeping Sora's memories trapped by claiming them as her own.
Yeah, how does that work exactly?
Keeping her close to Roxas will ultimately prevent Sora from ever waking.
I see. And what of the imposter?
Wait, one of us just murders
See
the
that
other.
he stays
What happens
away
then?
from Roxas. He is merely an impurity that would make Shion's existence incomplete.
Huh.
Then we shall return to our original plan.
I guess. The fuck was your original plan? You're up here a little bit early. We're not to that scene yet, Riku.
What am
Still
I
sulking,
supposed to do, Riku?
A sudden disc scratches her. 300! Time to shut down, I guess. Yep. Just everyone take a seat. Cartoonish Joel form walks in and said, "Oh no, it's murder." I hope he gets back to Kingdom Hearts at some point. I know he had, like, PC issues, from what I understand, which is why he took such a long break from it. Shit's not fun. Really
Sora's
demotivating.
memory. I'm afraid it stopped.
What does that mean?
Unless something is done.
Basically, he's
he'll
brain
never
dead at the
wake from
moment.
his slumber.
The gloves must come off, then.
But
Nobody's never should have existed.
Friendom Hearts.
As I'm sure you understand, Namine.
yes.
301, vacant place. Well, another day. Okay, yeah, very important. Good job. Good job, Roxas. Waning power. We mod Sora and friend. I assume if Joel's journey through Kingdom Hearts continues on, at some point someone will just make a friend. Aw, someone had a cranky wanky. What is this wet, salty discharge? Remembering everything that comes. It's awful. After Shion returned to the organization, Roxas grew weaker by the day. It was though Shion continued to gain strength as Roxas lost it. Using the Keyblade was beginning to wear out Roxas. Much like an old man who doesn't have his pills.
Are you really okay?
I've never been okay. Not once.
This is getting weird.
Huh?
Since when do you ever worry about me?
What do you mean, weird?
Women don't actually worry about you.
Usually
It's
I do all
unnatural.
the worrying over
They're always
you.
planning something. Always trying to get
It's
something
ever
out
been
of
the
you.
other way around before. Just feels strange, that's all.
They might think they do at points, but it's really just to satisfy
Of
their
course
own
I worry
ends.
about you.
I'm just glad you're back, Shion. Even though it might have been rough on you.
In more ways than one, yes.
Is Axel coming today?
Hell if I know.
Who knows?
You didn't fight, did you?
How could he? How could that jerk attack you like that?
That jerk? Do you mean Axel?
Hey, it's Vampy. Hello.
But
Point at her.
I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
Give her the big
if
point.
Axel hadn't done that. He's your best friend.
I know, but so are you.
Don't be having favoritism,
Just
for
not
God's
the
sake,
same
woman.
without all three of us.
Boy, that guy's going fast. Oh, hey, I was just there.
Axel!
Plot device.
Huh? You need something?
Well, something's wrong with Roxas. You don't know why, do you? He says the Keyblade wears him out when he goes to use it. And then today, I was fighting the same way Roxas does.
Maybe
you would
he's
know
just
more
getting
about
old.
Roxas than I do by now.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you think, Shion?
I'm not sure.
Not sure, huh? Is that because you're a puppet? You do know that.
Yeah, she's
You're
aware.
A replica, whose original purpose was to copy Roxas's powers.
Not a blank slate, though,
So if you
oddly
see
enough.
Roxas's powers getting weaker, while your powers are getting stronger, it could be that you're robbing Roxas of his powers more than you ought to be.
What can I... Then what should I do?
You gotta
You should
think for
wear
yourself,
a big,
'cause I
stupid,
know you're not just
inflatable
a puppet.
costume.
We're
That will
best
reflect
friends.
Roxas's
You,
powers
me, and
back
Roxas,
onto
that
him
is.
so that you cannot absorb it.
Got it memorized?
That's how that works, right?
Sure.
Pretty sure.
Can I ask you just one other thing?
What's that?
Does the carpet match the drapes?
I saw a boy today who looks just like Roxas.
No, you didn't. No. You really didn't.
Is he... who I think he is?
The program. You should really get with it.
Sora has a pretty powerful effect on her, is all I'm saying.
Maybe they should go hang out.
It was not supposed to gain a mind of its own, nor become the person we see. But in the end, it only proves that the puppet is the more worthy vessel. The time has come. Syx, are the devices ready?
What, your stupid heart gun thing?
Days.
Good.
And what of Roxas?
Both of them have connections to Sora, but we only need one of them under our thumb. Whether Xion takes from Roxas the rest of what he has to give, or whether he destroys her first and takes back what is his, there is
Good
no
old-fashioned
change to our
murder.
plans. No matter how, Sora's power will belong to us.
Fleeting. Roxas, still in a slump, continued to receive missions from the organization. He spends his days executing missions. A lot. Like a lot. Like a bad habit. It's having a fit again. Why does it keep going down to 0 and then jumping back up to green? What the hell is wrong with this website? Every time this man talks, I immediately think of Welcome Back to the Stage of History. Me too. Sunset.
The way things are, I'm going to wreck everything.
Coincidentally, Richard Epcar,
What should I do?
who was the replacement voice for Seeker of Darkness, is also one of the creative character voices in 5 and 6, I believe.
Are you?
Riku. Sora's friend.
Sora?
Wanna bang?
You know Sora?
Yeah.
He's asleep. Long story.
Thank you. You saved me, but I don't know why... you did.
I guess. I just felt like it.
I really need a reason for doing everything I
Riku,
do.
Please. Tell me more. About Sora and that girl he's always with.
I don't know, he always had a thing for redheads.
Kyrie. That's right. She's the one who looks so much like me.
Now it's more you look like
Sora.
her, but...
She's someone very special.
It's just... I remember things about the two of them. But
Uh-huh.
I'm nothing more than a puppet. Something that somebody created.
No, you're less a puppet and more like a
They're
real doll. Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Do you know where Sora is now?
That secret stays with me.
He's in some shitty basement.
Why's that?
Xion. Your memories. They really belong to Sora.
So you mean...
Keep your eyes on the prize.
I'm like... a part of him?
When his memories were scattered, some of them found their way inside you. Now.
That's not all that's gonna find its way inside you. Heyo!
Piece together his memory. Except
You can't because part of it is inside of me. That means...
Can we do a little bit of brain surgery? Would that fix it?
Yeah.
Just fish those things right out of there?
You
Pop
got
the cap open? Stitch back on when we're done?
if you go with me to Sora right now, we could give the memories inside you back to him.
So, do you hate me for taking your friend away from you?
Nah. I guess I'm just sad.
You and me both, man.
I'm sorry. But I can't go with you. It's my friends. They need me. And I
Wake
need
me
them
up
too.
inside. I can't wake up. Wake
Maybe
me up inside.
you should take some time and think about it.
Save me.
Figure out who really
Call my
needs you
name.
more.
And save me
And
from
where
the
you
dark.
belong.
How will I know where I belong? Truly.
I don't know, make a
I'm not
fucking
sure.
decision.
I
I'm
can
not your
promise
dad.
you I'll come up with the right answer.
Well, the answer you come up with can't just be right for you. It has to be one that works best for everybody.
Spoiler, it's not gonna
You
be.
and your friends and everyone else.
I'll try. Thank you, Riku. I have to make the most of the time Riku's given me.
But what are you actually gonna do with that time? Is it gonna be nothing? I feel like it's gonna be nothing. Roxas battled a Heartless during a mission. His strength spent against a formidable foe, Roxas swung his Keyblade with all his might in hopes of ending things quickly. But his strike was interrupted with the sound of clashing metal. There was Axel, blocking both Roxas and Shion's Keyblades. They had been fighting the entire time, each thinking the other was a Heartless. Axel informed them of the truth surrounding this mission, rigged to get them to fight one another. Oh, Chew, you want to pat the boy? You pat the boy. There you go. There's a good one.
Brain freeze.
If you had brain freeze, you'd be in more agony.
Since we all hung out like this,
Typical lying woman.
hasn't it?
Well, we've had our share of drama lately.
Ugh, I know.
I just remembered. Did you know you should be checking your ice cream sticks?
Really?
Once you finish your ice cream...
It took
see
you,
if
like,
stick
the
says
better
winner.
part of a year to mention this to me.
Not that I've ever seen one myself.
Huh. Now, come to think of it.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
What is it?
Axel, we can
it's
conquer
nothing.
Cuba and no one could stop us.
So then, what happens when you win?
I'll tell ya. That's a good question.
You don't know?
I love this guy.
Well, it's gotta be something nifty if you're a winner, right?
Usually you just get a free one.
Wow. The sun's beautiful.
Eh. It's just the sun. It's
I know
nothing
we've
special.
seen a lot of sunsets, but today's puts them all to shame.
Why do you always have to talk like this?
If only
What is it with
things
women?
could stay like this
It's just
forever.
nature. It just is.
Say,
Hmm.
what if we all just took off?
What?
If we ran, I bet we could always be together.
But we have...
You know, I feel like the
Run.
three of you could at least cut your way a good amount of the way through most of the organization by yourselves.
I guess you're right.
The sun is a deadly laser. It's true.
Isn't that we hang out
It
with
melts
each
you
other
all
every
into an
day?
amorphous mush. Makes you a singular
As long as we
entity.
keep each other
That
in
still
our
manages to
thoughts,
talk
we'll
somehow.
Never be apart, right? We've got it memorized, Axel.
What if we all just took off, jumps down the ledge?
I'll have these
We had
moments
to make a
memorized
pact. It was the only
for
way.
a long time. Forever.
Me too. Forever.
Amongst his many other counterparts, the Sordas.
Stand still.
Yes.
The Sorda.
This has gone on long enough. Riku, I think you know what needs to be done.
Right.
Now put on the maid outfit. Got it. Resolve.
Looks like you've meddled again.
Looks like you're still a salty bitch.
Something?
The organization doesn't need both of them. Just one will suffice. Stop pretending. Think about that.
Clearly a death cult. Ah. Tends to be, unfortunately. Always too good to be true. Thank you for the patsies. Roxas entered the lobby to see Axel, Shion, and Zigbar conversing with Syx. The unusual trio were about to head out on a mission. Roxas asked Syx if he could take Zigbar's spot, but Syx chided Roxas, asking if he was powerless without Axel. Roxas saw Shion and Axel off with a sense of unease.
What a blast from the past.
Get ready for foreshadowing!
Of all the faces, why do I look at her and see yours?
Hey look, it's that one guy you don't know yet.
You always have to glare at me like that.
Shut up!
Huh?
Came about that whole depth perception thing, eh, Ziggy?
I'm sorry, Axel.
What are you doing?
Please, let me go. I have to do this or else... Just look.
Huh.
Please,
Guess he took my
Axel,
plastic surgery
you have
advice
to
very
take care of
seriously.
Roxas.
But... you'd be...
Please.
It's just a little bit of light surgery.
Thank you, Axel.
And don't mention it. Goddamn kids.
Explain yourself, Axel.
I don't got shit
The
to
old
explain
man
to you.
did his eye
You have
check.
pointy ears. That makes you
Just
lesser
got
than me.
away.
I'll give him that. Can't toss the blame around.
And now we're left with the one we can't use.
Did something happen? Where's Shion?
She flew the coop. Flamesy Locks here couldn't trouble himself to clip her wings.
Yeah, he tends to let things go pretty much.
Axel?
Your friend sat there sucking his thumb while she right
A good
off.
image.
I'm going back to my room.
I like
What
to think
happened out
Zigbar
there?
just collapsed in agony as soon as he was out of the room.
Really?
Oh god, my jaw
Nothing?
hurts so bad I need ice.
Shion's gone. How can that be nothing?
It's just like Zigbar said. I just sat there sucking my thumb, watching Shion.
So you
run away.
agree with this?
I'm asking you why you did that, and you know it.
Shion is like a mirror that reflects you.
You're not making any sense.
Shion is a puppet created to duplicate your powers.
Are you nuts? Shion's a person, not a puppet.
You ever seen
She's
Attack
a
of the
mirror
Clones,
that
Roxas?
reflects you. And when I looked in the mirror, it wasn't you I saw.
Shion is Shion. You can't expect her to be me.
That's not what I mean.
Does the
It
organization
was
just
only
hang
a
out in
matter
their
of
fortress
time
doing
before
jack
someone
shit?
broke the mirror.
Apparently they only get one day off a year or
Have to
some
destroy
shit.
her? Answer me!
Roxas, if somebody doesn't, then you won't be you anymore.
I'll always be me. I'm still your best friend. Just like Shion is my best friend.
That's not it.
You
You're
ain't
missing
listening,
the whole
kid.
point, Roxas.
Forget this! Roxas!
Goddamn shonen protagonists.
I
They don't
wish
seem
you'd
to be very
understand,
productive.
Roxas.
Hell, it's one mission a day, isn't it? Something like that. That's each.
Riku,
They're getting a fair amount done, but they still need to eat and sleep and all that shit.
Yes, I certainly
In
did.
their blank rooms of nothing but a bed.
I'm on the verge of losing everything I care about. So please, please, Riku, tell me what I should do now.
Go to Twilight Town. You'll find a girl there named Namine.
Probably should have led with that, honestly.
What's she like?
Blonde,
You'll find
pretty
out.
hot, wears a sundress,
I don't think
doesn't
you'll
wear
have
much
trouble
else.
finding her.
All right. Thanks, Riku. Goodbye.
So long, emo Kairi. Truth and reconciliation. I should play Halo sometime, God. You know, I feel like we should be filling out the blank seats that we lost along the way. Just saying, guys.
Shion has disappeared yet again.
Do we know where she is headed?
It, not she, is a replica. Merely a puppet.
She looks like you, but blonde.
What does that mean, exactly?
A puppet is a puppet.
Talking about the replica program, isn't it obvious?
The what-ka?
Perhaps you care to enlighten us about this pet project of yours.
Well, it was kind of Vexen's, but he's dead now.
Take a piece of the Keyblade wielder's memory and copy it, thus making his powers our own.
Uh-huh.
This was one of several projects of ours.
They attempted to port Quake to the GBA. Did not great success from what I understand.
Our efforts were severely derailed by Vexen's untimely demise.
Yeah.
Needless to say, losing Vexen was not...
Shame someone murdered him horribly in fiery death. Who could have done that?
When this particular replica we called Shion formed an identity of its own.
No one at Castle Oblivion ever reported any instance where a replica formed its own identity. Do you concur, Axel?
No one here, at least. Other Riku kind of did, but he was still just other Riku.
We can be certain it will no longer have an impact on our plans. Still, it knows our secrets. We need to shorten the leash, perhaps even tighten it.
Do we have a leash somewhere?
Axel, the onus
I
is
can
on
put
you
that
to
girl on a
capture
leash, I'm
and
just
bring
saying.
back Shion.
I got room.
The escape was on your watch. I will overlook any nicks or scratches. Just ensure she still functions on arrival.
Why would you allow a deserter back? We should simply eradicate her.
It is not a deserter. It is just a flawed specimen that has wandered out.
A little bit lax for you guys.
Axel.
Is this the game that goes we don't actually have emotions, we just pretend having them? Kind of?
Bring her back alive. Is she a madness?
All this time, I've been talking to a puppet.
You own a sitar, you are a puppet.
Now, we just sweep it up, huh? As if.
Yeah, fortunately. Like
If
nothing
only
ever
the
happened.
whispers at the top carried to the bottom.
Axel, those orders were absolute.
Aren't they always?
Still here, Roxas? Proceed with your mission.
Shion is... She's not a puppet.
A puppet couldn't be part of the organization. Just count the seats here. We have and always will be 13.
Axel!
Sora and Roxas kind of shortchanged you a few members along the way, though, right?
Maybe it's best if Shion never comes back to the organization. Do you really have to do what Xemnas says?
If I don't, they'll eradicate me next.
And I wouldn't look good in a white outfit, I'm just saying.
At least try not to harm her.
That's up to her. Roxas, Shion is dangerous.
dangerous?
They all are.
Have you got all your strength back?
Not yet. How long have you known about her?
Bit.
Could it be that you've known about her for a long time and not told me anything?
Don't worry about it, kid. We can resolve this later. Hey! It's him! It's Mimblo Moose. Let me just... Okay, I need you to calm down now. I had some surgery. I said calm down. Just a little bit of cosmetics. How do you like that? I can reverse puberty. Neat, isn't it?
Riku! Your Majesty.
Remind me again why so many people want to see the 22-year-old man bone the 12-year-old boy.
I've been...
Yeah.
searching for a way to conquer the darkness with...
The yaoi broads get a little bit kinky now and then. Also,
the way you looked.
He's like 15, I think?
You don't have to worry about...
He's not actually 15, but he's supposed to have the...
I'm getting the hang of keeping the darkness...
This whole fucking fake people thing gets weird, man.
And
that's all I'm saying.
Did something go wrong with fixing all his memories?
A little,
There's
yeah.
a reason the organization has been quiet since our battle at Castle Oblivion. And now I know it's not because a depletion in members had made them weak. Taking Sora's memory apart, piece by piece, was only the first step in what they were
You've missed a lot of action, Mickey.
And I
Probably could have used you for a bit of it,
time to
honestly.
fix his memory.
You know, you and me were both looking into what the organization was up to. But what I saw didn't look like much. Almost like they're trying to buy some time.
Right. Sora's memories are what they're after. And they needed all this time, until now, to absorb every piece of it.
Huh?
The process of putting his memory back together has gone nowhere.
It's gone a bit of the way, but...
Sora, his memories of Kairi.
Not exactly close to
Well,
finishing.
then you have to let me help. Maybe I could get the memories back.
Oh, you want to go commit murder, Mickey? I thought you were more of a leg breaker, not a, you know, dirty hands kind of man. By all means, I'm sure you're good at it.
Instead, I want to ask you for a favor.
What would that be?
Riku has to do the quiet game
I
challenge.
have to face one of the organization's members soon.
Just a smidge.
I might not survive the fight. And if I do, it might be because I gave in to the darkness. That means you're the only one who will be there for Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Frank!
The only one who can guide them when they awaken.
Riku.
Promise me, Mickey. When our friends wake up,
Every night, you. Appreciate you
have to
stopping
be
in.
there to help them out.
Have some good rest and all that.
I promise, Riku.
355. Unsaid and unheard. It's like me, because God forbid anyone have a one-on-one conversation with me when it matters.
Replica program. Shion was a puppet, made to replicate my powers. The Keyblade's powers.
Yes, I'm following the plot.
When Shion left the organization, Axel didn't stop her. Like he wanted her to go. Axel's probably known about Shion for some time now, but has kept it from me.
You don't have to recount the plot to me, Roxas. I've been here the whole time.
Shion and I are both special nobodies. Shion was a replica. A puppet. What about me?
It's a long story,
Am I
kid.
a puppet too?
No, it's weirder than that.
Xemnas said Sora was what connects her and me. But who is Sora? And who am I supposed to be? Axel.
You think Pinocchio and Shion would be
If
friends?
he's hiding things from me about
fucked
Shion,
up.
what could he be hiding about me?
Gonna go on an adventure, Roxas? Yeah, I suppose it's that time.
Axel.
Hey, Roxas.
Still no news, eh?
Did you find Shion yet?
You know it isn't gonna be that easy.
I suppose not. Have you known about Shion this whole time?
No, not the whole time.
Since when then?
I can't exactly remember when.
Sometime
Didn't
around the
get it
castle?
memorized, huh? Axel. Who am I really? I'm special like Shion, I know that. But the organization wanted me out of the picture. Am I right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
They did.
I guess it's 'cause Shion copied my powers and the Keyblade's powers.
Right.
And they didn't need me anymore. And Axel, I guess you felt the same way.
You're wrong there. You'll always be my best friend.
Best friends are supposed to be honest with each other.
Not when it
Who
hurts
am
them.
I, Axel? Xemnas says me and Shion are connected to each other through Sora. I don't even know a Sora. Am I a puppet like Shion?
No.
You're different from Shion.
Then why do...
Finding out the truth doesn't always work out for the best.
What makes you so sure about that? I have the right to know the truth. How did I even get here? Why am I so special? Where did I learn how to use the Keyblade? I hardly know who I am. What is so wrong with wanting some answers?
Look, you're the fucking nobody from Sora, except you are made without his actual body because he had some fucking deep-seated connection to another guy who was living inside his heart, okay? There. You done? You satisfied? No? Still doesn't make sense? Okay.
You've just gotta trust me, Roxas.
I don't. I can't.
Roxas.
Somebody knows where I came from. If I can't get answers here, I'll get them somewhere else.
So begin Roxas's Batman arc.
I trust. I tried.
Not hard enough.
But I have to find out about myself. There's no reason for me to be here anymore.
Well, it's a roof over your head if nothing else. Alright, here we go. We're at the part.
Your mind's made up?
Why did the Keyblade
Ah!
choose me?
Princess, thank you for the sub.
I have to know.
I don't know why that plays twice.
You can't turn on the organization. You get on their bad side and they'll destroy you.
No one would miss me.
Wow, he's just like me.
That's not true. I would.
That's the saddest part of it all, really. 356. Place to belong. Look, all I'm saying is a little bit of color would liven the room up a little bit. Okay?
Nice to meet you.
Maybe get some reds in here.
Shion. Nominate. Are you able to see my face? Yes. Then what do you think I should do? What do you want to do?
Eat chicken and rice. Weird request, I know.
At first, I just wanted to be with Roxas and Axel forever. But then I started to realize that my memories...
Is the world that never was supposed to be an evil counterpart to Traverse
These aren't
Town?
really even mine, are they?
Sora.
There's a whole thing about worlds that exists between both realms. That's what Twilight Town and Traverse Town are supposed to be. So it's kind of a similar thing, but it's also not clear if the world that never was created by the organization or not.
What should I do?
Considering everything has their logo on it.
So you're going back
But
to
then you'd have to
Sora?
ask, where the hell did the city come from, and why would they have a whole goddamn city built around the castle if there's no one to live there? So maybe they just appropriated the whole thing from whatever used to live there. Who knows?
Exchange for not having
Not really a lot of
memory.
information to go on for the world itself.
You're connected through others' memories. So when you disappear, no one will remember you. There won't be any you to remember.
Kind of a bad
For all
deal.
the powers I possess, I can't keep even one piece of the memory called you connected.
I know, I'm ready. Otherwise, I wouldn't
She
be
faced
here.
death like a champ.
I also know that Roxas should be going back with me. But I don't think he would understand. Not yet.
I know. Roxas can't feel Sora just yet.
Oh, he'll get there.
Namine, will you please watch over Roxas once I'm gone? You won't be alone.
That's why everyone from Destiny
I asked
Island ended
someone
up there.
else, too.
Yeah, just a little bit.
There just isn't anything else I can do.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, if you're ready, let's go see Sora.
Seems we have a Christopher Lee in the room.
It's them. The organization has found us. They're almost here. This blasted puppet led them right to our doorstep. See what you get for trusting it.
I can handle this.
You really can't.
Wait! Shion!
Why do I always get stuck with the icky jobs?
Hey, Firecrotch, how you doing?
Axel,
Shion, what are you gonna do?
I've decided that I have to go back to where I belong.
Well, to be honest, I always felt that was best right from the very beginning. But you know, it still really bugs me. Something about this just stinks.
Yeah, it's kind of a shit situation for everyone.
But how do you know that? Everybody thinks they're right.
This is right.
They're gonna destroy you!
Please don't hold back, Axel. Promise.
What's your problem? You both think you can do whatever you want. Well, I'm sick of it. Go on, you just keep running. But I'll always be there to bring you back!
I love this guy. Oh god, he's so good. Oh hey, he won.
Why you gotta cause me so much trouble?
I mean, women always do that, don't they? Just a little bit of a concussion. Never killed anyone. Someone leave this 14-year-old laying around? Don't mind if I do. 357. Tears. In the rain.
Where did I think I could go? What a joke.
You see, she gets nice-looking heels. You get the big Mickey shoes.
Shion!
Eat. Dull the pain. The diabetes will cure you.
Roxas, I'm out of time.
Here we fucking go, then.
Even if I'm not ready, I have to make this choice. You have poured so many memories into me.
All Soras must have
Given
clown
me
shoes.
so
The
much
law. So true.
that I feel like I'm about to overflow. Look at me, Roxas. Who do you see? If you see somebody else's face, a boy's face, then that means I'm almost ready.
I see every yaoi girl's fantasy.
Roxas, this is him. It's Sora.
Albeit a year out of fashion. Shion, I didn't know you were our Lord and Savior.
You're next, Roxas. I have to make you a part of me too. Don't you see? This is why I was created.
Weird.
Who are you?
There was supposed to be a cutscene they patched into the game there.
It's weird.
Where you
I
fight
feel
her
like I'm
big dumb
forgetting
nobody
something
form.
really important.
Yeah, well.
You'll be better
It was a
off
bad
now,
cutscene anyway, I'll be honest.
Roxas.
Am I the one who did this to you?
Do I
No,
cause the murder?
it was my choice to go away now. Better that than to do nothing and let Xemnas have his way. I belong with Sora. And now I am
Your
going
glass
back
is leaking out, Shion.
to be with him. Roxas, I need you to do me a favor. All those hearts that I've captured, Kingdom Hearts, set them free.
Thinking of a female Sora bimbo that strong shouldn't exist.
Free them?
Such a way with words. Oh, you're turning into Crystal like that bad Final Fantasy game.
Undo my mistakes. But you can't let Xemnas have Kingdom Hearts. You can't. Goodbye, Roxas.
This isn't goodbye.
See you again.
At some point,
I'm glad I got to meet you.
it'll be a while.
Oh,
Like,
and of course, Axel too.
12 years, I believe? Something like that, kid.
You are both my best friends. Never forget. That's the truth.
No. Shion. Who else will I have ice cream with?
There's always Axel. He's got nothing better to do. No, I think it's too late for this one. Gone. Reduced to atoms. All that's left is this shitty, stinky seashell. Tragedy.
Shion.
Girl got it harder than anyone else in this series. Debatably Vanitas, but we'll get to that at some point.
How did this happen?
Because life sucks, Axel. didn't know we were delivering mail by pigeon these days. Huh. Yo, free ice cream for me. 358. Believe. I believe in Santa Christ. Alright, let's get to that one thing from the other game. Except it looks much worse. And now you have dose. Attaboy, Rucksack. Roxas rushes forward towards the near fan, who is always more of a Drakengard kind of guy. The memories, they're fleeting. Don't just stand on top of the building for no reason. We have to do a little bit of a team-up before we get to the boss fight. Inherited the lucky popsicle stick and eventually got a new body. Let's go! All right, enemy.
Who are you? What does it matter? I'm here for you.
Why are you trying to stop me?
Because I want back the rest of Sora's memories.
Sora? Enough about Sora.
But he's the main character. We have to talk about him.
I'll set Kingdom Hearts free. Then everything will be the way it was. She'll come back. And the three of us can be together again.
You mean Shion? It's a struggle just to remember the name now.
Yeah.
Either way, I can't
gonna get
let you go
impossible
doing
after
anything
this.
crazy.
My timing's right.
I'm freeing Kingdom Hearts, and I'm going to find Sora. I want Shion back. I want my life back!
If you try and make contact with Kingdom Hearts, the last thing you'll get is your life back. The organization will destroy you.
Enough!
But what if I just murder all of them? That usually works.
Why? Why do you have the Keyblade?
Shut up!
Ow. Man, getting uppercutted hurts. Alright, time for the sad part. Didn't have it in you, huh? Still alive, by the way. Not throwing in the towel. Foolish, Riku! Your fire was on nothing but me.
Why don't you quit?
Come on, Sora. I thought you were stronger than that.
Huh? Get real. Look which one of us is winning.
Huh. Where did that come from?
It's true.
Must be instinct.
You really are his nobody. Guess Diz was right after all.
What are you talking about? I am me. Nobody else.
Ah. Why do you get a reflector shield?
You have to stop him.
How many times do I have to beat you?
All right.
Once would have sufficed, honestly.
You've left me with no other choice.
What?
I have to release the power in my heart. The dark power that I've been holding back.
The power of puberty, Roxas.
If it changes me forever.
Oh god, he's going edge mode. Hey, it's that thing. I'm sure this will come up later. You know, in hindsight, it's fitting that when Riku gets this, he also gets Guardian.
I have accepted it.
Ah. And like that, she's gone. Poor bitch. Jesus. Don't mind me none. I just grew 2 feet.
Diz, he could feel Sora.
And my balls dropped.
Oh, he told you how he felt, did he? Ridiculous. Nobody cannot feel anything.
They can feel
He had
pain.
met Sora.
He
Things
felt
might
that
have
when I
been
grabbed him
different.
and choked him out. What a tragedy.
Don't be sad. I came from you and Sora. I am you, the same way that I am Sora. You'll forget me, but the memories themselves will never go away. Memories of you and me will
It's
always
like they're
be
buried
together,
in the attic. They'll
forever
have access
and
to them
forever.
again some point, kid. $359, the first day. Exactly where we left off. Nice jammies.
Another
Douche.
dream about him.
You usually dream about men, Roxas?
Maybe today we'll finally hit the beach.
And then he never got to hit the beach. Unfortunately, because of the music industry, we cannot actually listen to the song. Again. Jesus God, I hate the music industry. Yes, Roxas, I know, I was there. Use the exact cutscene, just compressed to hell. Yeah. It's really why they should have made this into the actual game and just made Chain of Memories into the cutscene compilation. Because, you know, Chain of Memories is bad. But yeah, that's 358. Don't go nowhere, because we're going to switch back over to 2 and finish off the end of the story for that. But hey, now you know the full backstory to Rucksack. I hope it was worth the detour. Now all I have to do is separate these and connect both parts of this into a single one so I can upload it all at once. Nice hat. Thank you. I made it myself. God damn it, why is her vocal so good? Huh. Needs more pieces of flair. I debated giving it the old, another button that was, the old, the old, I debated giving it a button that was just, you know, the old, the old, one of these. I debated giving it one of those as a button on the hat. Square's backpedaling on NFTs. You'll love to see it. It's almost like you should never get into things right away. Give it a couple years and make sure it's actually something stable to get into for your multi-billion-dollar corporation, you dumbasses. Christ. Ugh. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll add that as a button as well. At some point. Huh. I don't know how long these credits are, but we're not too far from the end of this cutscene recomp. It's just a shit second life clone. Yes, I've seen it. I have no goddamn idea what you people are thinking with that shit. Can you at least make it look nice? If you're gonna make this garbage thing that people can interact with in a digital space, can you at least have it look somewhat decent? Is that really too much to ask for? Can Sora solo the Naruto universe? Yeah, probably. Depends really how, like, mental attacks would affect him, if at all, really. Huh. Ugh. We don't have much longer of these damn things. Then we can get over to 2. Anytime now. Anytime now, Nomura. Please God. Soon. Yes, they're up to the conversation. Cat. Almost. We're almost there, for God's sake. He totally did. Nobody should say otherwise. I assume if the theorizing is correct, from what people have been linking to that one screenshot from the trailer in 4, that there's going to be Star Wars stuff, I assume it'd just be the original trilogy. As much as I don't trust Disney, and they'll probably just force it to be the sequel trilogy, I feel like just in context from the stuff in the games, going with the originals should be preferable. And for the love of God, have return trips to every world again. It was necessary for 2. It helped a lot. Now this is very important. When you do the fight with Vader in Empire Strikes Back, for the love of God, have that just be Luke and Sora fighting Vader, and you cannot win. Because of shit. It's important to do that. To have that distinction. That's all I'm saying. And then you can actually do the fight proper when you get the Jedi. It's like Return of the Jedi has a lot of themes of redemption in it, which is a bit more applicable to Kingdom Hearts than anything in the prequels or the sequels. All I'm saying.